Can you tell what's wrong with this deck list? I'll give you a second to take a look. See all these lands here? It's almost as if none of them produce green. But hey, look at this. We have Ancestral Mask, Crystal Carapace, and Prodigious Growth in this deck. You know it's going to be a spicy one. So this is basically Storm Herald combo. This is something that I've wanted to play for a really long time, and back when I was originally interested in this deck, people were building it way different. It was wild. Faithless Looting was still in this deck, but this is more or less how people were building it. It was a lot of draw discard effects, and it was before people really started to look deeply into what the quote-unquote dredge deck was doing with Glimpse the Unthinkable and things like that. So what's going to happen here is basically we want to get a Storm Herald onto the battlefield through some means. Now, Storm Herald is a 3-mana, 3/2. It has haste, which is super important here. It means that our combo turn will be an instant kill. And the whole idea with this thing is when it DTBs, you return all auras from your graveyard onto the battlefield attached to it. So the things that we want to get into our graveyard are Ancestral Mask, which gets bigger for each enchantment that you control. Crystal Carapace, also an aura, gives it +3/+3 and a ward, so you can protect your Storm Herald. And then Prodigious Growth gives something 7/7 and trample, so you can get over anything big that's in the way. Or anything tiny even that's in the way. So basically the idea is we have 11 copies of these. We want to get all of them into the graveyard if possible, because that makes us hit that much harder. And so how we can do this is by utilizing these draw discard things and these pieces of tech from the dredge deck. So Faithless Looting, draw discard, that's obvious. We'll use this to find our Storm Herald or our 4 copies of Unearth, which allow us to bring a card from the graveyard to the battlefield with CMC 3 or less, which is conveniently the size of Storm Herald. And basically we will use Founding the Third Path in addition with Faithless Looting, Otherworldly Gaze, and Glimpse the Unthinkable. So Otherworldly Gaze surveils you for 3, and you can flash it back if you mill it over. Glimpse the Unthinkable is just straight up someone mills 10. So the nut draw here is basically you get a hand with Glimpse, Founding the Third Path, and Founding the Third Path allows you to cast your Glimpse from hand for free, and then when it's in the graveyard you can, for Chapter 3, re-exile your Glimpse and then mill yourself for another 10. The other thing that we can do is Collective Brutality to take a look at our opponent's hand. We can remove a creature, we can discard a card that is stuck in our hand like one of our combo pieces, and that is generally pretty solid. So many ways to get things into the graveyard, and at our core here, if you just kind of remove all of these green cards, we're basically just a core Grixis shell with really not that many individual pips in each card. So a standard Grixis mana base will do it for us, and really we can be excited for some really cool games today. These games go quick. It is really just about getting to a couple like A+B combos, and yeah, I think it's just going to be a fun time. So let's hop into some games and see what we can do with Storm Herald combo. Before we hop in, like the video if you liked it, comment if you want to help me with the algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's hop in. Okay, it's round 1. So we have Unearth. We have some things that we can surveil with, and we have a cycling card plus a card that will need to be discarded, but we will see. I will keep this hand, and we're going to see what happens. We'll shock a Watery Grave here, and then wait for our opponent's end step to do a Otherworldly Gaze. Opponent's on red. It is aggro. Let's surveil for 3. We want Storm Herald on top, and we honestly also want Founding the Third Path. This will be used to cast Otherworldly Gaze from hand, I guess. So we'll leave Storm Herald, then we draw Storm Herald and then mill after that. Okay, cool. Look at my turn. So we're gonna have to shock in this Blood Crypt here. Founding. We'll have it come in at Chapter 1. Casting Otherworldly Gaze for free. This can go into the grave, and then we do want that land. Well, actually, the land's going to get milled, so it doesn't matter. I probably should have put that over. So if we don't hit the land, we'll Otherworldly Gaze. Or, sorry, yeah, we'll be able to otherworldly gaze from the graveyard. Otherwise, we'll do something else. Cavalcade. So the clock is on here. We just need to get our lethal Storm Herald before they can do what they want to do. So we'll mill ourselves for 4. Oh, Glimpse is in our graveyard. Perfect. That's going to be great for founding the third path. And then Crystal Carapace actually could be the thing that we discard. That actually works out great. And we still have Unearth to get Storm Herald back. So we take 3 here. We can probably take 1 more hit of this, and then we get a combo. So, cycle. Drawing Faithless Looting. Another Crystal Carapace. It's definitely Glimpse the Unthinkable targeting ourselves. Auto pay. Let's see what we hit. I don't see a Storm Herald in the graveyard yet, so we do need to cast it from hand. That is one thing that's notable. We definitely have lethal if we can cast it though, so that's good. Alright, so now we just look for another land here and we should be solid. I prefer to use Crystal Carapace to sacrifice, but it might not matter. Faithless Looting. I could potentially draw discard a Storm Herald and then unearth it, so I'll do that. That was almost good, but we get some of these things back. We could just Founding the third path potentially, just discard more. We'll be able to Collective Brutality or Faithless Looting or unearth. We go to 6, then to 4. We actually got to draw our land here, otherwise we lose. These Faithless Lootings are going to have to come in handy here. Go to 4. And it's now or never. Crystal Carapace. Okay, so I didn't miss a Storm Herald in here, did I? I did not. Okay, so we'll Faithless Looting from hand. We have to hit it here. Oh, I'm an idiot. We can just discard the Storm Herald. That was way easier than I thought it would be. And then we go Unearth, target Storm Herald, and this is going to be a big boy here. It's going to ETB trigger, and as long as they don't have removal for him, it's good. This is going to be a lot of enchantments. That's a 65-64 in case you were not sure. Swing on in. It's got ward 6 basically. I think we should have lethal here. They're taking a look to read all the cards here. It is definitely a big stack. Look at all that stuff on our poor little Storm Herald. Dude is feeling real blessed right now. They hit me to 1, and we have lethal. Amazing. Well, they were really close here. A Shock of the Watery Grave would have killed us, essentially. So, looks like we just barely made it with the skin of our teeth. Okay, cool. So that was a solid round 1 here. We'll hop into round 2 and see if we can expedite the combo. Here we go. It's round 2. Let's go. Glimpse the Unthinkable is pretty much just a insta-keep. Unearth in hand is great as well. Matches really great with the Glimpse. Alright, we're given our turn here. We will put that in tapped. Inventor's Fair is the move. I think we can shock this in, and then it's going to be a question of, do we want to go early with Glimpse the Unthinkable or try to Crystal Carapace to begin? I think Glimpse is probably okay to do. I don't think it really matters. We'll start with the Glimpse. We hit Faithless Looting, and we have just a Prodigious Growth and 1 Ancestral Mask. Okay. These Carapaces will be good discard fodder. My Mind Stone. Sure. They're taking their sweet time to ramp. 2 or fewer other lands will do this now. And should I Faithless Looting? I think I want a Faithless Looting actually way more than I want to just cycle one of these things. Discard Prodigious Growth and Crystal Carapace. Now we're just looking for our Storm Herald wherever he may be. That's going to be Faithless Looting, Carapace, cycle, unless we draw something better. And then the estimation on our Storm Herald is basically just like for sure lethal. Hedron Archive, they're still ramping up. It's fine. Mazemind Tome, you got it. Let them scry, fine. Any sort of Planeswalker doesn't really do a whole lot for us or them. We'll Faithless Looting first. Hey, there's our Storm Herald, so I think that's just lethal, yeah? We actually want to do Ancestral Mask instead. We will shock this and play Storm Herald. Alright, and that is a super quick lethal. 50-49, say hello to my opponent's face. Alright, that's round 2 done in just under 3 minutes. Pretty sweet. I love this combo, it's so cool. The fact that we have something that can give it hexproof, essentially, with Ward is just so cool. This came to us out of March of the Machines, and I haven't really seen this deck too much since then, but it has definitely been floating around, as far as I'm aware. Alright, great round 2, let's hop into round 3. Alright, round 3. We have the nut draw, basically. Founding plus Glimpse. And we actually even can just Otherworldly Gaze to begin with. So this is going to look to our opponent like we are a dredge deck, and I think if they had the answers to it, they would just answer exactly the same way that they would for any sort of graveyard deck, so it is okay. Do we want a third land? I think I'm okay to draw a land, but I will with these Faithless Lootings down the line, because we want to mill over all this stuff anyway. Oh, we actually just get the Storm Herald draw, so here's Founding the third path. We'll do that. Cast our Glimpse, casting us. We have hit very well here, so one land does it. Yeah, look at all those cards. Okay, well here's a tap land, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just put that one in. We have a Faithless Looting because why not? And there's the Unearth Redundancy. And oh my god, wow. I'm not sure if they knew what was happening, but it seems like my opponent guessed that they were dead, and they were right. Following turn is Xander's Lounge. Untaps, smash a Storm Herald, we hit him for like 50. Let's go. Great round 3. This one was actually even quicker than the other one. It was like about a minute and a half. That's wild. This deck is so quick. Here comes round 4. Stay tuned. Okay, round 4. We have Collective Brutality this turn. Okay, opponent is just gone. Well, you know, a win is a win. We'll take it. A little bit of ELO for free never hurt anybody. Let's see how fast the queue is, and I'll just keep the recording going as we hop into the next round with Storm Herald here. Queues are usually pretty quick, so we should be able to find someone. Maybe if it takes more than 10 seconds, I'll go ahead and edit it. Okay, no, but we did find our match here. Okay. So let's see what this opening hand looks like. Hoping for something good here. A Glimpse the Unthinkable, castable on turn 2 is solid. We have 2 of our combo pieces in the opener hand, but we can draw something to make them discard. Faithless Looting is always good for that. We have Unearth, okay. We're going to Glimpse targeting ourselves. I did see a Storm Herald in the graveyard. We only have 1 of our pieces here, though. I can hit my opponent for, like, a little bit of damage. Not that much. So we'll see what the move is here. They're showing not Graveyard Hate and not Counterspell colors, so that makes me feel really optimistic. But they're looking at my graveyard for sure. Probably trying to figure out what we're doing. Okay, they might be attacking our lands here, which is an issue. I'm gonna definitely be playing lands here, and then we'll use Otherworldly Gaze, or actually I'll probably cycle the Carapace here. If they hit one of my lands, we still are able to do Otherworldly Gaze plus Unearth. Okay, so this is just Electrostatic Infantry. Super benign card. That's whatever. I don't care that it's out here on the battlefield. I think that the correct move is probably to just Otherworldly Gaze here, because we can find a Faithless Looting, which allows us to drop both these cards off, and Otherworldly Gaze can also just hit more copies of these. So I'm going to do this now. We'll drop a mana. This can go away. We don't really need any of this other stuff, so it's good that I cleared all that off. Okay. My turn. We drew another one of these. I am going to take a look and see how close to lethal we are. So we have 1, 2. So we'll have a 2/3 that gets upgraded to a 5 damage. That gets upgraded to not enough. Okay. So Otherworldly Gaze will be the move. Glimpse is going to be good. And we won't draw that land, so we'll just draw the mill next turn. So go. Opponent's got one more chance to deal with us. Assuming that they can only take one of our lands, we still have enough to do Glimpse the Unthinkable, and then it may or may not be possible for us to unearth after that. So it looks like they're just using indestructible lands as ramp here. They're not attacking my lands, even though I definitely would run out of basics here. It may be that I showed them one basic that they're thinking that it's not worth it. Electrostatic Infantry, okay. They can chain together Ancestral Anchors to try to make this thing big enough. That seems like it is their plan. Okay. That thing's pretty big. How much bigger can it get? Oh, it gains double strike. That's lethal. Darn. Alright, well, we found a matching Voltron deck, and they were man enough to defeat us. Pretty cool. So with these kind of decks, I've played these in the past. There was a red-green version that was using Goldspan Dragon, and we were doing things like Temur Battle Rage. Not specifically Monstrous Rage, but Ancestral Anger was one, and there's one that allows you to give it +X/+X, where X is the amount of... oh, it's Fists of Fury. It's basically giving +X/+X for the amount of cards you've drawn that turn. I think I'd consider the one using all those cantrips and Goldspan Dragon to be a little bit better, because this Electrostatic Infantry, I think, is probably not the best creature to be using for that. Like, it doesn't have haste, doesn't make you mana or anything, it just, like, kind of gets bigger itself. But I'm kind of nitpicking. We still lost regardless. I think that we could have definitely gotten them the following turn. We would just glimpse, unearth a Storm Herald, and then we'd be off to the races. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. That was round 4. Here comes round 5. Stick with me. Okay, round 5. Got our final one to go. Otherworldly Gaze, Unearth, Prodigious Growth. I think this is going to be our first pretty sure mulligan. We're not really a deck that needs to ramp very high, so we just need a couple specific cards. And these are almost exactly them, except we're missing blue mana. I can cycle, potentially find it. We have Collective Brutality to do something to my opponent. I mean, I'm down. If we're able to find... Okay, so yeah, if we're able to find our blue mana, this hand slaps. Otherwise, it's not great. Okay, not a turn 1 Thoughtseize, that's okay. We're going to draw 2, discard 2 here. We should have done that. I don't know why I clicked pass turn instead of playing this. We can just play a turn behind, I think. Oh god, is this some discard stuff? Ooh, here we go. So I played the wrong land to make this work. That sucks. Alright, Watery Grave enters tapped. We Faithful Suiting now. Hit 1. Do I need 4 mana? I don't think I really need 2 Collective Brutalities, but I think I'm going to... There's a chance I might need to kill the Raven Man. Okay, so they get to make a Raven. We have to shock next turn for Founding, and they're putting up a bit of an aggro start here. Okay, so we shock. We Founding. Oh, I didn't need to shock. Oh god. If I die because of that. Alright. Glimpse. Target myself. Storm Herald in the bin. So... maybe we can find Unearth. Oh, this is not a lethal combo turn, actually. Alright, we get to have a creature. We take 7, so it's a 1-turn clock after this. We could actually survive here. We'll mill 4. We're kind of close to lethal. Probably not exactly lethal, though. So I think I need to draw 2, discard 2, hoping to find Unearth exactly. Is there anything else I can do here that doesn't involve me passing the turn? I could escalate one of these, though. So if I escalate discarding 1, 2, I can reveal their hand -2/-2 something. I guess it'd be the Raven Man. Even that's not very good. But I think it does avoid my death. So we will reveal -2/-2, drain for 2. Target an opponent. Target this creature, target an opponent. We'll discard 1. We'll discard 2. Assuming this 1/1 stays alive, I should be able to survive. Okay, we're dead. I can't let them have Invoke Despair. Oh wait, no, now I'm not dead. This is fine. So their end step, we Otherworldly Gaze, looking for specifically our Unearth. And then how big of an attack do we get? We get +3/+3, +6/+6, plus, so that's 6 + 8, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, plus the original 3. So technically we do have 20 if they attack all in. Okay, that's interesting. I could even Collective Brutality again. Oh, wait, no, I have lethal. No, this is okay. Because I can, as my copy, just take the Unearth. Okay, there we go. This Morbid Opportunist is going to save them, though. I may need to Otherworldly Gaze in my upkeep, holding up a black mana. And then I may need to keep this 1/1 around. So let's do this now. Those are not the 3 I'd like to surveil. So we're going to stop in my upkeep. I will take 8 here. It doesn't really matter if I block or not. This will just ensure that they have to not die with this Morbid Opportunist. So basically what happens is I take all the damage here. We go to 24. I have to hit with my Otherworldly Gaze. Here we go. That wasn't it. So that means that Unearth. Can I do something where I cast Faithless Looting? To discard 2. Okay, so could I take anything different? No, it has to be Unearth. I think I might just be a little... I might just be a little bit off. Okay, so... yeah, this Unearth doesn't help me. Faithless Looting also doesn't help me. I could draw an instant... I could draw my 4th Otherworldly Gaze if I surveil all 3. So we'll draw. It's a Steam Vents, so we have to go to our main. We have to do something here. I mean, we're dead. We're pretty much dead if we don't win. So it just has to be Unearth. There's nothing else that we can do. Alright. Resolves. And I believe they can survive this. Here's Storm Herald. Auto pay. We will trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't believe that's enough. 2 creatures you control. And I don't think it matters, right, how I choose these. It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter at all. Okay. Yeah, 19. That's so close. Alright, well, it is what it is. We actually don't even have trample either, so they can feel free here. So it looks like we will come close, but unfortunately be just a few damage short here. We tried to pull out all the stops there. It really had just every Otherworldly Gaze, every Faithless Looting try to help us out, but unfortunately, I believe at least one of our things was scribed to the bottom, so we'll pass here. Opponent will get to attack in for lethal, and that will be the end of this. So we'll take 4 good games and 1 just almost their game. Okay, so that was a pretty great series, all things considered. Definitely a very fun combo deck here. You don't need to have that many rare wildcards for this one. Storm Herald can work with a lot of different good enchantments, and there's, I'm sure, some budget build that you can cobble together for this thing. So with that being said, that brings us to the end. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked, like the video and comment. If you want to see more videos, subscribe for content Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's all from me. I'll see ya.